All right, we're going to go over value in this video. This is for the American Marketing Association Marketing Management Exam Prep. This is Chapter 3. If you're following along, it's Chapter 3 in the Marketing Management textbook by Greg Marshall and Mark Johnson. Just some supplementary study material here. So first we'll go over value. Value is at the core of marketing. We went over that in some previous videos. The simple value equation that Marshall and Johnston explain is that value is basically benefits minus cost. And we're going to get into describing what benefits are in just a moment. So whenever you think of value, it's benefits minus cost. And the business's goal needs to be for win-win-win exchanges of value across all stakeholders. Now, the book doesn't go into that in detail. They're mainly focused on value to the customers. But really, for a business to succeed, it needs to win, and other stakeholders need to win, not just customers. In society, people, society, government, vendors, all sorts of other parties need to win. Employees in the company need to win. So it needs to be a mutual benefit across all these different stakeholders for a business to succeed. Okay, so let's talk about what utility is. There's form, time, place, and ownership. We're going to actually get into this a little bit more in a moment. And then here's another idea that this Chapter 3 brings up. Monopoly creates forced customer loyalty. So value is not properly assigned or exchanged when there's a monopoly. People are not operating out of a free choice in the market. So they don't have to, in a monopoly, a business doesn't have to provide value. And it causes forced customer loyalty. So first, let's define what a benefit is, and then I'll get back over here to talk about utility. A benefit is utility, which is AKA satisfaction received. So whenever you think about the word utility in this marketing sense, you think about, like, what's the satisfaction? How did somebody win? Next, a value proposition is an offering communicating value. Now, that's my very simple definition right here. Tried to boil it down. I'm sure someone else can come up with a better definition. Next, we have customer satisfaction, which is how much the customer likes the product. That's really simple. So it's how much utility they got. That's customer satisfaction. Then we have customer loyalty, which is when a customer is committed to a brand because of the value proposition. So the book was saying you can't really have customer loyalty, which is that really deep commitment, when the value proposition isn't clear. And I agree with that. So there has to be some sort of a messenger communicating this value proposition for any brand, whether that's customers or whether that's the sales and marketing team, or whether that's the CEO of the company or any of the other employees in the organization, or maybe vendors or referral partners. Somebody's got to communicate this value proposition and communicate it well. Then what follows is customer retention. I know you can't really see that here in the video. Let me see if I can, there we go, make me smaller. All right, then we have customer retention, which means customers stay with the company longer, they don't switch. Pretty simple. Let's go back to the 4 kinds of utility over here on the left. So you have form, time, place, and ownership. So when we say utility, when it comes to form, it's when a firm converts raw materials into finished products. So you think of the entire logistical operations side of a company, where they can manufacture something or create something. Or if you come from a background like I did as a digital marketing agency owner, you can take a whole bunch of different tools or platforms and you can create a website, different plugins and all these different raw materials, so to speak. You can create a final product, which being a website for the business. So that's an example of form that provides satisfaction. Then you also have time, place, and ownership. And in this case, this is like the 4 Ps of marketing. So time being the customer is satisfied that they can receive or purchase the item or the product when they want to. So you're available with time. Place meaning you're able to meet them at a place where a location where they're satisfied. So, example, e-commerce could be the place. In an e-commerce website, the time could be 24 hours a day. So you see how e-commerce, according to both of these terms, provides a lot of utility. Next, you have ownership, which is simply the concept of can an exchange happen, where value is assigned by the customer and they say, I want to own that. I want to exchange something of mine to buy that product. And that's a opportunity for the customer to be satisfied. Okay, now we're going to get into the value chain. What is the value chain? It's an approach for understanding how a company can add value at each part of the business. So we're going to look at a concept by Michael Porter, and it is called Value Chain. I believe he created it in a book he published in 1985. So the value chain has 9 value creating activities, 5 primary, 4 support activities. All of these activities contribute to margin, so profit margin. And that's what this framework is for. And the book talks about business leaders, CEOs using this framework to help them identify where more value could be achieved in these 9 different areas of a company. So there's 5 primary activities. The first is inbound logistics, operations, then outbound logistics, then marketing and sales, and then service. So when we look at inbound logistics, that is getting all the materials for production. So you're back to the digital marketing agency example. You're getting different plugins or tools or different things you're going to start bringing together to prepare to make a website. Next, for operations, it's how the firm converts those materials into final production. So that would be stitching things together in that digital marketing agency example, where you're going to produce it into that final website. Then outbound logistics is how you bring that to the marketplace. You distribute that final product out there to the world where they can assess it and buy it. Next, you have marketing and sales, which is going to communicate that value proposition. That's really the main focus to the marketplace. And then the service is how, according to his definition, is everything that you're doing for the customer to support them during and after the sale is service. So that's super interesting. So that would be the 5 main activities where you can unlock more value for the business. Next 4 support activities: firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, procurement. So firm infrastructure is just what it sounds like. It's making things efficient. It's adding, if the business is like a city, it's adding roads, adding stop signs, adding stoplights, painting the lines on the ground for different lanes of traffic, just keeping the flow of everything, keeping it orderly and making it more efficient. Next, human resource management. You make sure you got the right people in the right place and they're taken care of. Technology development. That's embracing technology to benefit customers. And then procurement is how the firm deals with vendors and quality issues. So these are all support activities that can have a big impact, but the primary ones are the main ones for sure. All right, next we'll move on to planning. We'll touch on this. So marketing planning is the ongoing process of being strategic and thinking and what's working, what's not working, right? That should be just about any marketer. There's a level of assessing and thinking and then documenting those ideas and thoughts. And a marketing plan is that resulting document. So if you're ever in a marketing campaign and there's not a plan, there's not a clearly written out document, then that's that's basically a problem. We need that marketing plan to be clear, and it should be the result of quite a bit of thinking, and that's what great marketers do. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.